Hello. Hello, hello. Gonna wait for some people to hop on here. Welcome to everyone who's catching this on the replay. Whatever day and time it is, whatever version of the now you are finding this. Hello to whoever just jumped on. And a very happy Sunday to you. Gonna wait for the room to fill up a little bit, see who's catching this today. Feel free to hop in the chat and say hello. I have made sure to hit the chat replay. I know, I think on the last one, people were having trouble finding it. But it should be all set to go for all those of you watching the replay. Hello, Pamela. Happy Sunday. And I realize it's not Sunday for everybody who's watching this. So that's why we say happy now, whenever that is. Hello, Melinda. Hello from Texas. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I envy you right now. Yes, I just, my honey took me out for a late brunch. And so we just got done with that. So I'm just getting on here. Hello, Tequila. So I figured, you know, in honor of Sunday, this day of rest and relaxation, you know, we start when we start. It's going to be sometime in the afternoons, and we are always going to trust that exactly who is meant to be here for the live version of this will be here. We're not going to structure it. We're not going to try to give it a specific time. We're just going to allow it to flow, right? We're in the flow. All right. Yeah, so we're still just going to give it a few more minutes here. Oh, yes. So it was a wonderful breakfast and a nice relaxing way to start the day. I don't know about you guys, but I've been going to sleep pretty late at night lately. And I wasn't sure if it had to do with the pregnancy or if it was just kind of an energetic thing. But some people had mentioned having difficulty sleeping. And so I may not be alone in that. Yeah, it's difficulty sleeping and difficulty going to bed too early. It's like that tiredness, but still not quite being able to fall asleep. And then I've been sleeping in until like 11:30 on the days where I'm able to do so. So yeah, it's been interesting. Hello, Larry. Yes, this is the live version. Some people watch the replay. That's why I say the live version. Yeah, some people catch it afterwards. So how's everybody else feeling? How have you guys been sleeping? What have you been experiencing as far as ascension symptoms and just being human and adjusting to these frequencies, right? Some crazy, powerful frequencies and energies that we're just constantly being, I was going to say bombarded with, but that makes it sound like it's a negative thing. And it's not a negative thing. These are beautiful vibrations and energies that are meant to assist us. But they can feel pretty intense sometimes as we are working to coordinate our own energy and vibration with them. Purging ups and downs. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I can relate to that very much. It just seems like no matter how much purging we do, there's still more to be done, right? Yeah. But that's okay. That's okay. We're making room. It's all that light that we were talking about that's coming in, right? We have to have space for that. We have to have space. And it is those beautiful ups and downs that help us to appreciate that contrast in life, right? That really help us to appreciate when we have those challenging moments. They help us to appreciate those beautiful, free-flowing moments so much more. And this is for those of you who haven't watched the 2-2 portal video that I did with Pete from the Chosen 144. I would definitely recommend that you check that out. I have that tagged in a couple of the recent videos that I've done. And I shared it in the community tab as well. I shared the video right after it aired. And we talked about this energy as we're moving into February. And it's beginning right now. This energy of duality and also this energy of contrast and the energy of understanding both sides of the whole, both sides of the equation. And so there is a lot of that. So when we are experiencing these purges and these more intense energies, it's just really reminding ourselves that that's all part of this beautiful human experience that we came here to have, and that we came here to enjoy. All right. Well, so what do you guys think? Start pulling some cards, see what comes out. I feel like, actually, yeah, before we get into, I was going to do the Akashic Tarot, but for some reason I'm really being drawn to the Moonology cards, right? The Moonology Manifestation Oracle. So there's hello, Lolly Love. There is somebody who's watching or going to be watching this who's trying to manifest something. If we're not all trying to manifest something all the time, right? We all are manifesting, whether we consciously realize it or not, but really consciously wanting to create something. Hello, baby Buddha. And so we're going to get some guidance around that process, around our process of creation, what it is that we're trying to create. Clear. These cards are really awesome. I know I say that about every deck that I have, but I mean, they really, all of them are in their own ways. So these are great cards to work with if you're wanting to create and manifest. Hello, McKenna. And they're just so beautiful. I mean, even the backs here. Yes. Okay, well then here we go. Here's that guidance, Pamela. See, my thing with manifesting is a lot of the time I'm not really sure what I want to manifest. I just really leave it open for whatever is going to bring me the most joy and fulfillment. And perhaps I shouldn't have done that, because that may have been how I manifested a child, which was not my idea of joy and fulfillment. But apparently Spirit thought otherwise. So, I mean, do so, leave it open with care. Oh, she's doing pretty good. Buddha, thank you for asking. She is happy and content where she is. She is growing like a weed. I can tell because I've been so tired. But yeah, she's good. I need to pick up a cat tree. What is a cat tree? Is that like a tree for your cats, Melinda? Hello, Brian. Welcome. All right. So here's the first guidance that we have coming out for our manifestation process. We have the last quarter moon in Pisces, talk less, feel more. So this right now, right off the bat, what I'm feeling is, we talk about this a lot, right? This energy of speaking our world into being. But at the same time, it's like it's less about the mental process and the speaking and the thinking and the writing, and more about the feeling into it. Really taking that time to feel into our manifestations, to get into, because what happens when we feel into them, when we feel the emotions that we'll feel when we have them, right, is we entrain ourselves to the vibration of the thing that we are desiring. Until we are that vibration consistently, that whatever it is that we're desiring cannot come into our lives, because it's not a vibrational match. And so that's why the feeling portion of this is so incredibly important. So that's right off the bat what I'm feeling from that card. And then we have the first quarter moon in Scorpio, release your blocks. So what has been blocking you? Right? There's something that's been blocking your manifestations from occurring. And with this talk less, feel more, part of that energy, part of that is not being able to maintain the dominant and consistent vibration that matches the thing that you're desiring. And so it's working on coming more into that vibration. Getting out of the head. It's getting out of the head and into the heart. That's a big part of it too. Hello, Melinda. Yeah, and we've got I mean, this probably isn't rare for these cards, but we've got a person doing yoga here, and we also have a person who's sitting and meditating under the moon with a crystal. And so really working with crystals to enhance and help to shift your vibration. There are crystals that you can meditate with that will assist you in removing blocks as well, and releasing blocks and bringing those blocks to the surface. Black obsidian is coming to mind. Oh yeah, I absolutely agree, Pamela. It can definitely be a challenge. So that black obsidian is coming to mind. Amethyst. Some of these blocks too. They're trapped in the physical body. So releasing from even in the physical, and this came up in the full moon ceremony that we did. My friend Nikki from Majestic Unicorn Healing did a channeling for everybody and some light language. And in the channeling, it came through the energy, the importance of moving, to move energy through our bodies. Yes, clear quartz, baby Buddha. I was thinking of clear quartz as well. I didn't say that. Thank you. Of moving, of dance, of getting the body going. Yoga can be great for this too. Any way that we can move the energies through us. It's going to help the energies integrate. And it's also going to help us to release energy, because some of these blocks are literally, it's like they live in the body as a physical energy. And so beginning to release them from a physical level. And as we release them from a physical level, they start moving into the other levels of our being. And then we're able to energetically release them. But sometimes when they're so ingrained that they're living in the physical, we have to start on the physical level. And so this movement is going to help. Yeah, I want to see if there's anything else on this Release Your Blocks card. And the Belvaspata healing that I do can be really helpful for this releasing of blocks as well. And identifying. The Theta healing is really good for that too. Let's see. I want to see if there's any guidance in here. But I'm definitely feeling that energy of getting moving. Let's see. Talking about fear, pushing through your fears. What is it you're afraid of? There's light and shade in your situation, and you need to embrace it. And that's so funny, right? Because we were talking about the dark and the light. We're talking about the duality, about the polarities, the contrast, right? Don't get stuck on one idea and refuse to budge. Think what a mental detox would involve for you. For example, avoiding people you argue with and violence on TV, etc. Make time for it soon. This mental detox. And this feels really accurate, right? Because we had the talk less, feel more card. So really, there's a lot of mental. Not only are the blocks existing on a physical level that need to be worked out, but they're running through your mind rampantly. So paying attention to those consistent thoughts, to whatever thoughts are on a loop within the mind, is going to cue you in to what those blocks and those fears are. This card also mentions pride. So anywhere where pride may be holding you back or blocking you. So just pay attention to those thoughts and really take that time to remove the clutter from the mind. Because that clutter, what it's doing is it's cluttering up your vibration. And that, of course, is slowing the manifestation process, because it's preventing that energy of becoming the vibration of what you desire. Working with the sacral chakra is recommended. And knowing that you're good enough. I feel like that. And with the new moon in Virgo on the bottom of the deck, that feels especially accurate. Knowing and trusting, trust all will be well. And trust, of course, the seed of our trust is located in that sacral chakra. So once or many say, one of the places where that energy is located. So this card really coming in, it's that energy of being able to trust. Being able to trust in the universe, being able to trust in yourself. and trust that you'll be taken care of. And there's so many fears that come up, that are coming up for people around this, right? And these fears are coming up on purpose because this is an energy that we're working through. This is an energy that we're purging as we're moving. And I just recorded the nodal transit video of the North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio energy that we're going to be dealing with, that we just moved into. And that's going to be happening from now until July 2023. We're going to be working with that polarity of Taurus and Scorpio. And so a big part of that is this energy of trust. It's this energy of safety, stability, and security. And this energy of this Scorpio energy of purging and releasing, walking through our fears. Oh yeah, I know. There's so much energy. It's like the 3D illusion is getting so much louder, right? And I think that's part of the initiation. I think that's part of the test. Exactly, Pamela. That battle of coming back to trust, right? That's part of our initiation, is when it looks the least likely, can we still believe? When we don't see how it is possible for our dreams to manifest, can we still have hope that they will? Can we still feel into them? Can we still believe in them? Hello, Momo. Yes, always right on time. It's like the final hurdle of the initiation is what it feels like. And I'm really glad we're talking about this, because this is, for me, this is a great reminder for me just as much as it is for everybody else who may be watching this. Yeah, it's that last hurdle. When things look when it looks the least likely, when we've waited the longest, when we're about to give up, because it's like that 5 minutes before the miracle happens, the darkest before the dawn energy. This is part of that final test or initiation. Yep. Exactly, baby Buddha, that energy of worthiness. Yeah. Do you believe that you deserve it? Do you believe that you are worthy? And so, yes, that's what we were getting at when we started. Thank you, Pregnancy Brain. When we started talking about the nodes, the North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio, there's that energy of self-worth and self-value is a huge energy that we're going to be working with throughout 2022 into 2023 here as well. Really working with that. And anywhere where that energy doesn't exist, we're going to be feeling that those insecurities, those fears are going to be coming to the surface. Exactly. And knowing that we deserve it and believing that we deserve it are two different things. And a lot of us are still in that process of we know, but we're still in that process of believing, of being able to connect to that belief. And if you guys want assistance with that, like I said, reach out to me. So we have, yes, first quarter moon in Taurus underneath the new moon in Virgo. Release control. So where is it that we have been too rigidly trying to control our manifestations and the way that they're going to come about? Out of this energy of fear. Out of this energy, this anxiety that's produced by the fact that things are not happening as quickly as we thought. And remember, we just came out of retrograde season 2. Mercury's still in retrograde. Venus is still in retrograde. It's not going to be until the 3rd of February, I believe, that we have all of our planets direct. So this is that time of going backwards. And it has been for quite some time. We had a crazy retrograde season in 2020. We still had quite a retrograde season in 2021. I mean, we're still, that forward momentum is being restored. And I really feel it coming through the most powerfully as we enter the astrological or the zodiac new year in March. When the sun enters Aries, that feels really good. And then of course, when we have that conjunction in April of Jupiter and Neptune, that's going to be interesting. And I think, even though it's a very drifty energy, and it's also really going to propel some people forward in some ways too. Exactly. And so, Pamela, that's a sign of stepping up the self-care and knowing also, and this came up in the reading that we did the other day, that you can take a rest, and that doesn't mean that you've given up. Like if you need to rest and you need to recharge, you can absolutely rest and recuperate and recharge. Yeah. It could be part of it. So when that stagnancy, when we start feeling that stagnancy, what can we do to switch that up? That's what we want to do. Switch up the energy. Because we don't want to fall into that stagnant energy. If things feel too stagnant, sometimes we have to take that action to switch something up, to change the energy. Yeah, absolutely, baby Buddha. Absolutely. Oh yeah, the waiting time is not wasting time. I like that too. Remember, inaction is an action, and sometimes it is the best action to take. That's when we know that we need to fall back into our feminine, right? That's part of that creation cycle. And then last quarter moon in Sagittarius is under that, practicing gratitude. Oh, and oh man, last night my intention when I went to sleep was to go over what I was grateful for as I fell asleep. And I totally forgot to do it by the time I had finally gotten to bed. So yeah, this is a great reminder for me right here, is to practice gratitude. That instantly puts us in a better space. It puts us into alignment. And it puts us into alignment with, of course, more things to be grateful for. So being constantly in that attitude of gratitude. Maybe it's less about the doing, Pamela. If you're doing and doing and doing, then maybe it's about not doing for a little while. It's about what I'm feeling is, first of all, make sure you filled your cup. If you're burned out, burnout can feel the same as stagnancy, right? So maybe it's time to take a little bit of a break. Maybe it's time to sink more into your feminine. If it's possible to connect with nature, go connect with nature. Do the things that make you feel good. Yes, like Baby Buddha said, those are some perfect things. Meditation and prayer. Absolutely. Fall more into your feminine. Your feminine is also where your intuition and your inspiration comes from, right? The masculine carries out the inspiration of the feminine. If you're constantly doing, you're heavy in your masculine energy right now, right? Especially if you're working with those energies of control, that's masculine too. That's a masculine energy. And Pamela, if you haven't seen the 2-2 portal video that I did with Pete, I highly recommend to check that out, because we talked about this stuff in detail in that video. How as we move through this and into February, we're in that process of balancing our masculine and our feminine. We're learning how to do that. And so we're noticing where we're falling too far into one or the other. And so when the masculine in energy is in high gear and we're really far in our masculine, sometimes we get that energy of burnout. We get that it's like we're doing so much, but there's no heart behind it. And so it feels empty, which can be the same as feeling stagnant, right? And so it's really, I think taking that time to step back into the feminine more is going to be really helpful. That feels like it's going to be really helpful for you. And then as you're in that energy more, you can see like, okay, so what are the things that I'm doing that I'm enjoying? What are the things that I'm not enjoying? And is there some way that I could shift that energy so that I am enjoying that more? And are there some things that I can cut out that I maybe don't need to be doing that aren't really getting me anywhere? And are there some things that I can add in that bring me more joy and pleasure? Right? Hello, Justine. Just really playing with and reshifting all of those energies. It's sort of like creating a new, even if you have the same ingredients, you can create a new soup by the amount of different ingredients that you put into it. And maybe tweaking or adding a couple different things, taking out a couple different things. You don't have to make a completely new recipe, but even just switching up the elements of the recipe and the amounts can really shift some things. Yeah, absolutely. We are adjusting. We're integrating a lot from that retrograde season, and still in it, right? Still in it. So really, yeah, giving ourselves that time to recalibrate as well. Clear. Yes, so hopefully that was helpful. I knew I think that was for me, but I think that was for you too, Pamela. So I love how that energy, that these cards just called to me today. Yeah, release your blocks, still on the bottom of the deck there. All right, what else? I think we're going to pull a couple light workers oracles as well today. Clear. Because we haven't played with those in a while. And I'm really feeling called to those. There's so many different decks that I'm being drawn to right now, guys. But we are going to play with this one a little bit. One of the classic all-time favorites. Yes. Exactly. Feminine energy can feel lazy, but it's just the opposite of doing. Be still to allow for the answers to flow into our mind is going with the creative flow. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, think about it. If we never rested, if we never slept, and we were constantly just going, what a hot mess we would be, right? Clear. There's no way we would be able to get anything done. Hi, Stephanie. We're so excited to have you here. Welcome, beautiful. You know, we have to have both. We have to have both. What guidance do we have for all of my beautiful starseeds, empaths, light workers, mystics, magical people? The guidance from the light worker oracle. What's going on? What do you want us to know? Okay. So we have earth healing coming out. And this card is really beautiful because this, as the angel is passing the scroll to this little boy, right? It really reminds me of the wisdom and the knowledge that we are passing to our children. And these children that are here to help create this new earth, right? That we are imparting our wisdom and our knowledge to. We are raising this next generation of conscious children to carry on the work that we're beginning. And it's really beautiful. And this is also like blessings on our inner child. It feels to me like somebody has been given a secret. Somebody has been given knowledge. But in order to unveil that knowledge, they have to reconnect with their inner child. The childlike part of them remembers. And this is a metaphor for us all. But this also feels like I know this sounds kind of crazy, but it almost feels like somebody had an experience when they were a child, a very mystical experience, and you forgot all about it. For some reason, you don't consciously remember this experience, but the aspect of you that does remember is awakening. That's really fascinating. And then, of course, we have the metaphor as we all wake up, right? As we remember. This is like remembering where the veil of forgetfulness comes over us as we're born, and then the veil being removed. But for somebody specific, it's like there's an aspect of you that's waking back up. And this is from this incarnation, where as a child, you had a very mystical experience. Something was gifted to you. And it's been sort of like you've been asleep. Like that memory has been asleep. Really interesting. And you know what's also really fascinating is in both of these cards here that came out, we have an exchange from an angel to a human. In this card here with the key of light, we see the key being handed from the angel to the more grown man, right? So we have a child here, and now we have a man. We have a more grown version. But notice there's the little cupids here, the little Nephilim, is that what they're called? No, I forget what the cherubim. That's what those little baby angels are called, the cherubim. Really interesting. The evolution of this energy here. So it's once again, I feel like this plays into what we were just talking about, is the energy of now as the adult sort of waking back up, remembering these memories being uncovered. This also just speaks to the amount of angelic assistance that we're all receiving right now. Hello, Pete. Welcome. Yeah, the phenomenal amount of angelic assistance that we are all receiving and have been receiving all along. This is like really showing the exchange of all of this esoteric knowledge and information, the gifting of that to humanity, and how that is being recovered at this time. And the responsibility that humanity has to use that for the healing of the planet. The reason that this knowledge is being re-gifted, I guess we could say, at this time is because we are meant to use it to save the planet. Because without it, we will not be able to do what we need to do. It sounds kind of grim to say without it, we're doomed, but in a way, that's kind of what it is. Like we have to rediscover, this is like that ancient esoteric knowledge. And so there, like I said, this is literal for somebody. I really feel this is literal for somebody, of the remembering of this mystical encounter as a child and that unlocking things for them. But in a metaphorical sense for all of us right now too, this is the remembering of everything that we forgot. And we're remembering, of course, in stages and phases. It's not all coming in at once, right? But there's a deep remembrance that many of us are going to be experiencing at this time. And it also feels like different ones of us are going to be handed different keys. Like there's so many different aspects of this information. There's so many different, I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for. Different facets, different aspects to all of this knowledge. And so different people, different light workers, different starseeds, different seekers, right, are being gifted different pieces to this puzzle, different keys. You notice you see all the keys here? And our job is to put those keys together, to put those pieces together. Because all together they represent a great, well, they create the totality of the whole. And it's almost like we had to split this information, this knowledge up, these gifts up, and give segments to different people, because it was too dangerous to give it to one person all at once. Because we've seen what happens when a certain group or sect of people have all the knowledge at once, right? They have all the power, and that power is condensed. And so this is really spreading that out between all the light workers, all the starseeds, all the 144,000, right? These little pieces. And we're meant to bring those together. So I feel like we're in the period, the process right now of the regifting of this knowledge. And then we will begin to understand, when the time is right, how we bring all of that knowledge together, how we bring all of those gifts together and combine those for the good of all humanity, of the planet. Really, really specifically of the planet. This is also like the caretakers and the lineage, the caretakers of the earth, as this as this job, this responsibility is being handed down to the next generation of caretakers of this planet. And this is also, I know, this card in general and this message feels relevant for people on here as well. The other message that this light carries, which is that there is a key to unlock whatever door it is that you are standing in front of. If you there is you, I'm going to read this actually. I'm going to read this because I know somebody really needs to hear it. Being let out of the darkness, finding a way out of the darkness. Yeah, we're going to read this from the book. Archangel Michael loves you unconditionally and serves your soul journey. He brings you a spiritual gift now, the key of light. This key allows you to open any door, clear away any obstruction, and free yourself from any prison or enslavement, physical, emotional, or psychological. There is no need for you to feel trapped or locked out of a situation you want to get into. You now hold within your hands a divine key that will assist you in many ways. Archangel Michael has a message for you. You have the power of the divine in you. You have the ability to free yourself no matter whether it seems that another person, a set of circumstances, or the entire world holds more power than you. Your power of freedom is unconditional. It doesn't require that outer circumstances change in order for you to be free. Though as you choose freedom, outer circumstances often change radically. For now, to be free, use the key of light. This means staying true to what you know for yourself. Gently and lovingly assert your truth now. Do not cave into naysayers and fear generators. Most especially, do not collapse under your old fears or doubts. Gently and persistently cleaving to the light within will bring you through any apparent obstacle, free you from any apparent prison, and ensure your divine destiny is fulfilled. All doors shall be open to you. You are being given a gift of unconditional grace. Step back and radiate love from your center. That is your way. You do not have to betray your spirituality to fight. You can fight with love and trust that can be your way as a spiritual warrior. And each moment you choose love and trust, you are fighting the good fight. You are learning that love is expressed in no. Oh yeah, okay, this is important. We're going to reread this. You are learning that love is expressed in no as much as in yes. For when you fight against those who want you to deny the truth, you are standing clear and strong in loving truth. Michael helps you realize the strength that you already have within you to do this. This oracle is a message for you to trust in your own ability to triumph right now. You are the key to success. You must believe in yourself. You don't have to force a door to open. In perfect time, according to divine grace, all doors will open for you. Your dreams and actions will prove themselves in time. No person, place, or thing has any power to hold you back. The key of light is spiritual permission from the universe to succeed in your life mission. You shall not be kept back from your divine destiny. You shall be empowered to succeed. Refuse to give up on your dreams. This may mean freeing yourself from situations or relationships that have enslaved or controlled you. When you are ready, this can be done with great gentleness, compassion, and strength. Free yourself with love, not fear. You may need to lock doors to the past behind you. With divine empowerment, you can completely and utterly allow the past to be over. You will find that new doors that can then be unlocked for you. So Archangel Michael really coming through strongly as well to assist in that process of cutting those cords, of closing those doors, of helping you to see the way through. I don't want to say the way out. I want to say the way through. Yeah. Interesting, Justine. Yeah. Well, continue to work with that throat chakra, continue to work with that energy. Absolutely. That's so weird. I've never heard this before, but I was just thinking I'm gargling salt water, maybe clearing for the throat chakra as well, which is interesting. Yes, divine timing, exactly, Momo. And so that's what I was thinking the whole time I was reading this is divine timing. Divine timing when it comes to the 144,000 in our mission. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This one, Pamela. I know. Divine timing in divine timing when it comes to our personal lives, right? And the things that are happening, the things that are being orchestrated, and just really trusting in that timing and knowing that everything will happen exactly when and how it's meant to. And then we have the Merkaba spiritual protection on the bottom of the deck here, right? So just reminding us to keep our energy field strong, right? To keep cleansing, to keep clearing, to keep ourselves psychically protected. Anything else here? Dark Night of the Soul wanting to pop out here. Yeah. Yeah, this is intense right here, you guys. And yeah, the Dark Night of the Soul is still on the bottom of the deck. So many people going through another layer of this right now, which is, like we said, just clearing the way. This is the precursor of another spiritual awakening. So for many of us, we're experiencing another spiritual awakening right now. We're in the beginning processes of that. We are in the fires of initiation. We got initiation by fire coming out with karmic clearing and paradigm shift. Boom. Right there. You have it, you guys. All right. So there's an intense and incredible amount of freedom that we are experiencing as we are clearing and completing our karma and the karma that we took on for the collective, right? All that shit that we've been talking about that doesn't belong to you. You're clearing that. You're releasing that. And look how free he looks in the middle of that, you guys. That's the level of freedom that we are achieving through this process and this initiation, which is all necessary in order for us to move through to this next phase, this next level of the paradigm shift. As we shift the storyline, as we flip the script, and we create this new earth. Hello, Eve. All right, we're going to look at initiation by fire here. Initiation by fire is a life-changing spiritual cleansing. Your life will never be the same again. Allow the power of divine fire to clear and purify you inside and out. This is not a time to hold on to anything, no matter how much you once believed you needed it. In letting go, you will gain so much more than you ever imagined, opening to fresh blessings and new life. You are like the phoenix, ready to emerge from the holy flames, reborn. You have the spirit of the phoenix in you. You are able to rise again and again, even if at times all seems lost. You are guided to remember this, and you are now being spiritually cleansed through initiation by fire. During such times, you will feel that you are being asked to let go of relationship situations, sometimes even jobs, attitudes, and belief systems that you have relied on up until this point. You might have unconditionally placed more faith in that person, place, belief system, or identity than you placed in the divine. You might have held on to them rather than allowing the divine to guide you. This can happen easily on the earth plane. Sometimes these attachments become confining rather than supportive. In such cases, you will need to free yourself to continue your life journey. During the initiation by fire, all such attachments are burned away. A new life is a blessing, but that doesn't mean it is easily won. Sometimes the process can be challenging to the mind, even whilst the heart trusts in what is taking place. Whatever has been your stronghold in life, such as a family, a marriage, job security, a talent, or something that you used to define your sense of self, will be where the fire burns brightest. Those areas will be transformed. Letting go and allowing that to happen to the very parts of your life that you are most protective of can require deep faith. You have to remember what love is real so that you can hold on to your courage whilst you let go and allow the divine to have its way. Remember that the power of fire is destructive only in part. It also stimulates rapid new growth. Healing will arise in whatever form is being transformed, whatever area is being transformed. It is not only an ending, but also a beginning. This experience of initiation by fire is the divine making its presence felt in your life. And I'm drawn to say right now, if you prayed for something, if you asked for something, this is the divine's answer. You wanted to feel the divine's presence. You wanted to be guided. You wanted something in your life. For some of you guys, the spirit's coming in to burn it all down, burn everything down that stands in the way of you having what it is you truly desire and you being the person that you need to be in order to have that, in order to do that, in order to be that. It will be one of the most freeing and empowering experiences you'll have whilst in the physical body. It may ask you to confront fears and insecurities as you learn to trust the divine unconditionally. Know that the universe will always provide for you and always in the way that is best for you, even if you don't understand why it needs to happen the way it does at the time. Keep your eye on the inner transformations that are occurring rather than fearing the outer changes. The universe loves you and holds you in high regard. Remember this and trust. Initiation is an advanced spiritual lesson. You are being honored by what is happening in your life now. You are strong enough to get through it and thrive into new life like a radiant phoenix triumphantly emerging from the sacred fire. And as we emerge from that fire, everything shifts. So it's all about this process of letting go. Hello, bad influence. Hello, Mystic Hillbilly. Hello, blessed by the best. I love that. This is really that process of letting go of everything we thought we knew, everything we thought we were. We've been talking about this consistently, right? That is that initiation by fire, the burning away of all of that. I'm also being guided to remind people about the violet flame and how it also can help. It can work for clearing karma. Because there's, like we said, a lot of karma that we are clearing and releasing right now. Oh, that's the card we just had. All right. Yeah, I'm being called to point that out as I'm reshuffling these cards, right? And oh, I love this. We'll get to that in a second. See how there's a very similar looking man in the clouds here. Although this one looks more feminine, this one looks more masculine, right? But it's literally like some sort of humanized depiction of God, right? We'll call it that. But does it not look as though things are being orchestrated by this being, right? Here we're being held in its hands. We're being guided. We're being renewed and cleansed. And here, it's like it's literally weaving and creating. It is orchestrating. It has manifested this door for us to walk through. So there's a lot that's being orchestrated in the subtle realms right now. There's a lot of destined and fated energies. And there's a really powerful energy of being invited to co-create with spirit and knowing that spirit is right there with us every step of the way. And there are some divinely orchestrated events happening in people's lives right now. Probably the crazier it seems, the more divinely orchestrated it is, right? Where it almost seems for some of us, it's this energy of being completely swept off our feet, and not in a sweet romantic way, more in a way of like, what the hell just happened there, right? We thought we had a trajectory. We thought we knew where we were going. We thought we knew what our life was about. And all of a sudden it's like, it's done a 180, right? The divine has been coming in and dropping things in our laps that we had never expected. It has been rerouting us, right? The spiritual GPS. It's like we put one address in and God came in and completely deleted it and put in something else. And we don't even know the address. We don't even know the destination. We just all of a sudden feel ourselves like being sort of moved like this. It's really interesting energy right now. There is so much beyond our control, right? We are conscious creators, but there's also a level of destiny here for many of us. And we're being asked to allow that process if it feels right. And it may and when I say if it feels right, I feel like I need to try to clarify what I mean by that, because clearly it doesn't feel right to a lot of us. It feels very confusing. I mean, I can relate this to my own life right now. I never expected to have a child. I never wanted to have a child. This is not where I saw my life heading. You know, I'm 35 years old. I figured at this point I was pretty much in the clear. I had a trajectory. I thought that I had a certain way that I was here to serve humanity and that I was doing that. And I had some ideas of how that was going to continue to grow. And then I got thrown this curveball. And even though it doesn't feel, there's a lot of it that doesn't feel, it feels scary. It feels unfamiliar. It feels kind of insulting. Like the plan for my life wasn't good enough. You know what I mean? But at the same time, even though it doesn't feel comfortable, there's something within me that knows that it's right, that knows that it's meant to be. I can't explain it. I can't put a finger on it, but I know it. I know that I'm meant to do this. And it does feel very much like destiny because it is not my choice. It is not what I consciously would have created for myself. It is the last thing I would have consciously created for myself. But the universe is serving it up. And I feel deep within that I agreed to this, right? My soul agreed to this. I know that, right? I have that knowing. And so that's what I mean, where it's like, we may be thrown totally off course and it may not feel good or it may not feel right in the sense that it's completely blowing our minds, but deep down within intuitively, it feels correct. Yes, I see that too, Stephanie. That's perfect. The 333, right? Exactly. I know it's meant to be, right? That's what I mean is if you feel that, if you feel that, then go with that. Even if it is completely different from what you thought. And just know that even though this greater destiny may be upon some of us, at the same time, we are still conscious creators. So we get to play with what that looks like. We get to play with the specifics of that and how it's all going to unfold. We get to still have fun and still consciously create within that. It's just we also, so that's that example of going with the greater ebb and flow, the greater pull of our destiny, but also remaining conscious creators at the same time. I hope that made sense. And then here, I love this because we have right underneath the dark night of the soul. They wanted me to close with this so that you guys could feel this energy. Because this is what many are in right now, right? We talked about this next phase of awakening, this next phase of confusion here. The reassurance of the golden light. So Spirit really wants to come through and reassure those who are in this next phase of dark night of the soul, who are feeling confused, disheartened, as though things just aren't, not understanding why things are happening the way they're happening, or feeling like nothing is happening, or feeling like what we thought we made sense all of a sudden doesn't make sense again. Whatever phase of this dark night of the soul, this deep purging, this deep emotionality, right? This mental, this emotional, these physical purges, whatever it is that you're going through, if you're in this energy in any way, shape, or form, just be reassured that it's all part of the plan. It's all part of the process, and you are moving along perfectly. You are perfect. You are safe. You are loved. You are cared for. You are watched over. You are being guided. And you're not doing anything wrong. That's what they really want you to know more than anything else. You're not doing anything wrong. Sometimes we think that, right? As we get engrossed in the spiritual journey, we start to think, well, if I'm feeling low, if I'm feeling angry or resentful or frustrated or sad, right? Then what does that mean? I'm low vibe? Does that mean I'm not doing my work? If I'm feeling discouraged, if I'm feeling blah, and we start really getting down on ourselves. If my life isn't taking off the way I thought that it would, and I don't feel like I'm in the flow, does that mean I'm off my path? Does that mean like I'm doing something wrong? And so Spirit's saying, no, you're not doing anything wrong. You are right where you're supposed to be, right? If you show up every day with faith and trust to the best of your ability, if you do the best that you can every day, if you stay committed to your path, then you're right where you're supposed to be. Yeah. Yeah, you're not doing anything wrong. You are perfect. You are beautiful. And you will move through this darkness, and there is another dawn on the other side of that. The more lost you feel, the more perfect, Pamela, is what they're saying. If you feel lost right now, that is absolutely perfect, because you're going to end up somewhere way better than where you thought you were going, baby. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, I love you too, Jesse. Oh, yeah, we are. We are for sure. Yeah. Destiny brought me to the door. I walked through it with style. I love that, Mystic Hillbilly. That's perfect. I love it. Learning the lessons and counting the blessings. There we go. You guys got all the fun phrases here. Oh, I love it. I love it. You guys are beautiful. All right, let's see what crystals want to help us get through this week. Clear. With style and grace, right? What crystals want to assist us? And on the bottom of the deck, as I shuffled, an invitation to connect. Connect with your star family. Connect with your guides and your angels. They want to help you. They want to assist you. Archangel Michael, I know specifically came through today, wanting to be of assistance to some people. But your whole spiritual team and all the different beings out there, they are ready and willing to connect. So if anybody has been considering initiating that connection, that's confirmation for you that it's time. All right, here we go. Clear. What crystals want to guide us as we move through this next week? Want to assist us? Oh, thank you. You guys are so amazing. I love you so much. I really do. You are that light that keeps me going. You are that fuel to my fire. Hello, Julie. All right, so we have carnelian and rose quartz wanting to come out to assist us this week. And it's so interesting because this came up last time too, the celestial quartz, angelic truth. And with the angels that came up in the reading today, I am going to read that one for you guys as well. And then obsidian, true self-reflection. And we did talk about black obsidian earlier, right? So working with that, meditating with that obsidian to get those answers, to get that clarity, especially when it comes to our fears and our blocks. So we're not going to read all of these. We're going to read a little bit, though. So we're going to start with the carnelian here. Let me find the page first. And I'm going to hold this up for you guys so you can absorb the light language on this card. The activation here. It's a very phoenixy looking energy too, isn't it? The master crystal deva of carnelian is Cariel. And together we will realize all that is at the seed of the creative processes through which you move toward joy, peace, and empowerment. Let your eyes hold stars from the great shepherd and descend through the pyramid of Ra to the sands of fire at your sacral. Call forth the records of self as letters of light and listen to their song. Sit gently and let the voice of the endless self define your path onwards to destiny. I am the energy of optimism, the unceasing light and trust in all that you are and do, as you create lessons, not failures, on your journey home. You and I are old friends, and still your potential grows with each living breath. The time has come to rebirth the pathways of the great children of light. Let it be done in our sacred single name. Ooh. And I love how we were talking about, excuse me, the sacral chakra, right? No, that's interesting, Eve. I had to read I Saw a Dream. I love people's dreams. I almost pulled out the dream deck earlier, too. That's really interesting. And we are entering the lunar year of the tiger on February 1st, incidentally. Let's see here. What do we want to read about carnelian here? Carnelian is a primary mineral of the orange color ray for the earth, holding 84% in its light frequency. A great responsibility, meaning all of the planet's orange frequency work and healing is filtered through her. Wow. This gives rise to most of the stone's healing abilities and its simple purpose with humanity as the stone of creativity. The energy of carnelian stimulates the sacral and base chakras into positive action, allowing an up-to-date in the now view of self with a firm grip on creativity, personal power, and trust in your own ability to manifest progress. Oh, this is perfect, right? With carnelian at your side, laziness. There you go, Pamela. With carnelian at your side, laziness, boredom, confusion, self-doubt, and tiredness are cast aside. So all stagnancy gone right there. One becomes optimistic and able to stand alone as an individual, focused with realistic goals and the drive, vitality, and life force to see them out. The thirst for life is reborn. It should be noted here also that carnelian is a powerful aid in all forms of abuse. Shine the light upon the path that leads back to the individual empowered self. Due to carnelian's effects on self-esteem, life force, and the lower regions of the chakra system, it's not surprising that carnelian is one of the most important stones related to sexuality, fertility, and the reproductive system in general. In modern times, carnelian has developed an affinity more so for men in this area of its work. Its female equal would be crocite. And that's so funny because I thought this was the crocite card originally. When garnet is added to bind their action, there will always be fireworks. Carnelian activates the male creative outward energies. Crocite ignites the female inner fires, and garnet circulates the heart and crown chakra energies into the mix. In Atlantis, carnelian was one of the guardian stones of tantric mastery, increasing the sense of touch and able to synchronize the heart and breath of partners into the united force of co-creation. Carnelian is a sacred stone of the ascended master Serapis Bey, Prophet Samuel Saint Germain, and links to the energy of Cleopatra. Oh, wow. And so this is really powerful, you guys, with a lot of the stuff that we have going on. Talking about balancing the masculine and the feminine, right? With this, the crocite and the garnet. Talking about working with and cleansing and purifying our sexual energies, right? There's so much that this carnelian is helping us with. We were talking about self-worth and self-love earlier. Yeah, this carnelian really calling us home right now. Let's see. The presence of carnelian today is a healing and empowering step back into life. As she makes her way into your world, it is as though the sun is shining within you. Shadow, sorrow, self-destructive attitudes and doubts are washed clean, leaving a clean slate to rebuild and create your world. The rules are simple. Be free, be creative, and most importantly, be you. Set goals and draw a path of joy upon which you will confidently walk to your individual purpose. Carnelian can and will, if you allow her, guide you back to the creative individual fires that burn in your heart. Do something new, something forgotten, and something feared in the coming weeks, and rediscover the common thread, your individual spark and trust in self. Carnelian can also represent a new relationship or a breath of life into an established one. Now is the time to act. So I love that. Do something new, something forgotten, and something feared in the upcoming weeks. Right? That's powerful. And the affirmation for carnelian is, creativity is my path to freedom, joy, and unity. So I love it. So that's to ignite those sacred fires, right? This is for that reflection, for the understanding of the blocks, the obsidian, working with that obsidian. The rose quartz, to really tap into that heart chakra, to harness that power of forgiveness anywhere where we're noticing we may need to forgive the self or others, or really have a nice, gentle way to tap into and open up that heart chakra. Working with that power of rose quartz. That's that beautiful feminine energy coming in here as well. And then the celestial quartz. We're going to read about this a little bit too. Because this came up last time too, and we had been talking about it. If I can remember, if I can remember my alphabet here, we'll be good, you guys. All right, here we go. Tiger's eye and black tourmaline, nice. That's a powerful combination. Hello, elusive. Hello, T-Dub. All right. So the Master Deva crystal, or the Master Crystal Deva of celestial quartz is El Om El. And El Om El says, I hear your steps at the door to the 11th temple. The circle of blue fire around you signals your readiness. Step into my flames of angelic truth. We will seek the path of your personal power in the world. then measure and purify its intention. Feel my blue flame of truth blanket you in a touch of initiation and welcome. Together now we tread the path of unified growth to preordained destiny. Join we will, our angelic siblings, and drink deeply of our blended light, power, wisdom, and love as one. Be free. Open child, cut away the debris of a physical life with the power of realization and embrace the solar. I think I'm still on, right? I'll read that last part again. Open child, cut away the debris of a physical life with the power of realization and embrace the solar angel that you came to earth to unveil and become. You will wear the crown of the eternal sun and realize the pulse of the universe runs in your will. Simply allow now and rest in truth. Ooh, that is powerful, you guys. That is powerful. And those angel cards that hold on, everybody who's watching this on the replay, okay, we're reconnected now. Something's going on with my internet right now. Hopefully we're back. I think so. If it gets disconnected again, I'll go play with my router for a second. A lot of energy, maybe. Sometimes energy will do that too. This is some powerful energy that we're tapping into right now with this. And the energy, as we're looking Mercury. Yeah, it could be that too, Pamela. Hello, PGBD. We were looking with those angel cards, right? Where we noticed the angels on those first two cards from the Lightworker Oracle. And the Earth Healing card. So this is also the energy of knowing that many of us are earth angels, right? We come from the angelic realms. That is one of our homes. And so really tapping into our own angelic qualities that we incarnated on this earth to bring to this planet. All right. We got to get into this. I hope the people that we were talking about the celestial quartz last time end up tuning into this. So originally a gift from the angels to help us master personal power. This diverse form of quartz crystal is a mixture of the deep and light grays of smoky quartz and the whites and clarity of clear quartz. Oh, interesting. It rarely has one noticeable termination with multiple points, usually in many directions, and often all over its body, creating individual patterns and engravings that can be translated to teach the universal language of sacred geometry. Ooh, that's fancy. In the threefold flame, the angelic kingdom are the keepers of the flame of power. The Elohim and the Davik are the keepers of the flame of wisdom. And we are the keepers of the flame of love. Ooh. Celestial quartz is the crystal of angelic truth, which could be translated into the truth about one's personal power. And so that may be another key that was being handed in those cards that we saw, right? As we were being handed those keys. The keys to the truth of our own personal power. I like that. For many people, this crystal is very confronting as it provides such a pure and absolute view of the self. So that could work just as well as obsidian as we're learning more about the self, learning more about our fears and our blocks, right? It shows the seeds and cores of fears, diseases, and one's shortcomings associated with the use of power in the world. Ooh, a good crystal for the water cooler at work. Work with celestial quartz over time can anchor angelic characteristics into a person and via the crown chakra open one to angelic communication and a higher light frequency. And did we not also get that invitation to connect card? So our angels really wanting to connect with us and really wanting us to work with the celestial quartz in order to enhance that communication and connection so that they can show us more angelic truth and more of our own personal truth and connect us to more of our own personal power. Via its powerful action, celestial can help one to overcome emotional burdens and balance the mind to such a degree that it can deliver understanding of life purpose. Celestial quartz is potent in its action on the brain, where it stabilizes wave frequency, making it useful in epilepsy, schizophrenia, and where there is burned out brain tissue, especially due to drug abuse. Celestial quartz will harmonize imbalances between the higher glands and the brain. This is a sacred stone of Ascended Master Melchizedek, an Egyptian god Thoth, able to open light packets left by him all over the earth. Ooh, so it opens portals, you guys. But it is a special contact stone of Archangel Michael, who's come up throughout this reading. So really, I'm working with this crystal to work with the angels is going to be so helpful and reconnect us to our own angelic nature and to really help us to receive those keys that we were talking about, those key pieces of wisdom and knowledge, of sacred knowledge that each one of the 144,000 is being connected to. Whatever that key is that you are meant to bear and hold, work with celestial quartz to connect with the angels and your own angelic truth and frequency in order to receive those downloads, to receive those keys. Whew, you guys, this is pretty cool. All right. If celestial quartz has come to you today, you have reached a time in life where you are ready to truthfully see where you place your personal power in the world. In the coming days, observe your actions and those of people around you. Remember, there should be a balance of incoming and outgoing energies where power is concerned. A lack of personal power usually results in one becoming a victim and losing love for self. An excess of personal power can become a corruption of the highest order, birthing an ego that can take the reins of life and may even believe that it is the spirit. Above all, know that celestial quartz is here to show you the truth. And the affirmation for celestial quartz is, I own my personal power. All right, you guys. Whew. And anywhere, if anything comes up as we are doing this work and we feel that need, we start feeling that shame or that guilt, and we need to practice the art of forgiveness of self, as well as, of course, others, that's when we pull out the rose quartz. All right, you guys, that was intense. That was really powerful. Let's close with a blessing card. What blessing do we have to carry with us throughout this week? Clear. Yes, exactly. The angels really want to connect with us, you guys. They really want to reconnect us with ourselves, with our own angelic energies and truth and wisdom. They also want us to know that we're talking about these keys, right? But we are the keys. We are the keys that unlock the door to the fifth dimension. We are the keys to everything. What's the Taurus reading for the week? What do you mean by that? Elusive. You mean like the Taurus horoscope? Is that what you're asking about? I don't actually do weekly horoscopes at this point, unfortunately. That's a lot to take on. Right now, I don't have the time for that. Maybe one day when I'm able to do YouTube solely, I would be able to do weekly horoscopes for everyone. But right now, that's simply not in the cards, I guess you would say. I did just do a video on the North Node in Taurus, South Node in Gemini energy. That's going to be coming out. I'm not sure when I'm going to release that, in the next couple days, I think. So you'll probably find that interesting. And we also did just have Uranus going direct in the sign of Taurus. And so, yeah, Taurus is going to be experiencing a lot. 2022 into 2023 with the nodes in Taurus and all of the eclipses of 2022 being in Taurus and Scorpio and along that axis. If you got placements in Taurus right now, and I do as well, I'm actually a Taurus sun, it's going to be a wild evolutionary ride. There's going to be a lot shaken up and changing for Tauruses. Yeah, and all the fixed signs in general, but definitely for Taurus. So it's funny, actually, because I was playing around with the whole horoscope thing yesterday. And so I was looking, because I don't necessarily buy into the way that people do horoscopes. As far as the ways that you create the charts when you do the predictions for the horoscopes based on the sun sign, it's just, to me, a rising sign interpretation would probably work better. Just because of the way charts are generated. But I was playing around with it just to see, and I did pull up what a Taurus horoscope would be. just because I am a Taurus too. And so I could sort of contrast that with what I have going on in my own life. And so it's ironically enough, elusive. I can say that what it looked like the horoscope for Taurus would be for today's energy or yesterday's energy. I can't remember. I think I did it for today. With a big focus on career, focus on energies to do with the career and the job right now. Really life purpose, a major focus, a lot of mental energy going in that area, a lot of emotional energy that's going to be soothed the best. Like we're going to feel the best emotionally right now if we're able to take care of the practical things, if we're able to take care of our health, if we're able to find a creative outlet within our job and our work lives today, finding ways to utilize and tap into our creativity in our daily life, in our daily routine, and create more beauty in that area. That's really gonna give us an emotional lift and an emotional boost today. A lot changing, a lot shifting and changing in the ways that we see ourselves, the way we define ourselves in the world, and also a lot of positive energy when it comes to networking and creating connections. It's a really good time to foster new connections and possibly meet people that will be beneficial in assisting and moving us forward. And a lot that we're exploring in terms of relationship right now. In terms of relationship, really looking at the ways that we can cultivate and create more stability and more consistency, and where it is and what it is that's worth committing to right now, both relationship-wise, business-wise, career-wise, really applying that focus in those areas and deciding where the juice is worth the squeeze. So ironically, I actually can't answer that question today. And I looked at all of that and I said, well, that actually sounds fairly accurate. So, yeah, it's something at some point, like I would love to be able to do regular horoscopes like that. Like I said, it just really depends on time, on how much time I have for those sorts of things, which really, depends on, finances. That's why we manifest, right? Oh, this is so cute. So we have a blessing on the children coming out. And this is perfect right here. As we're talking about the children right at the beginning of the reading. The children that the next generation that we are cultivating and creating right now that are going to continue to take us forward into the future. So we'll see what this has to say. Our blessing for the week. A blessing for your own children and for the children within our lives, for they are all our children. Only you as the mother or father know the tender moments you have seen. The first cry, the gaze of wonder, the curiosity of the newborn in love with the world, or howling at the teeth of hunger within the belly. May the children of the world be most blessed as they move from babe to child, learning the gifts of speech and movement, of thought and awareness. As they move from being entwined with mother to becoming their own selves, may they be guided with understanding and be taught with resilience and strength of character. May their falls be lessons from which they learn to rise up, steady themselves, and continue. May they learn that kindness to themselves need not forgo kindness to others. May they be taught the gift of self-love, self-awareness, and may every step they take be watched over, yet be without impediment. May they have teachers within schools that foster respect and understanding, and may their teachers show them the way through examples enlightened and wise. Let the innate goodness within come to the fore, and may they learn to be their best selves, even amidst the harshness of the world. Let every false step be followed with a refinding of their way, and let the blessings of the love you have borne them be reborn through their love and contributions to the world. May their nature be allowed to come forth, and when they change the world in ways their elders fail to understand, may they have the strength to embrace them and bring the old ones into the next world they are creating. Blessed be. All right. Hello, Caroline. Welcome. I love you guys so much. You're amazing. Thank you so much for being here with me. Blessing of protection on the bottom of the deck as well. I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you. The new earth is coming. The new earth is here now if we're able to step into that vibration, right? If we are able to align ourselves with it. I'm glad you could make it as well, Elusive M. Yes. Oh, I hope you guys have an incredible Sunday. I hope you have an incredible end to your weekend, an incredible week. These are the crystals to work with. These are the energies. Lots of big, big energies that we're working with this week, you guys. Yeah, I don't know. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button if you haven't yet. All you guys know all the announcements I usually make. If you are interested in any type of personal one-on-one work, the information's in the description box below, as well as the links to donate. So much love, so much appreciation to each and every single one of you, and I will see you very soon.